Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to all of the Tauruses out there. If you are a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node, this is your tarot reading for the upcoming month of what's next? April. April of 2025. Anyway, if you guys are interested, I will be using my Spirit Song Tarot deck. I love it so much. It's beautiful, and I hope you guys will love it as well. So, with all of that said, and now that my brain's back on track, let's see what you guys have in store for April. All right, Taurus. Excuse me. The first card to come out, and like within seconds of me shuffling, it flew out, actually, didn't just fall out, is the Page of Cups, which is represented by this beautiful little tree frog. And then we had the Five of Wands reversed, the Devil reversed, Four of Wands upright, Eight of Pentacles reversed, and then the Knight of Cups reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands reversed and the Six of Wands reversed. Lots of reversed Wands energy here, Taurus, which is very, very interesting to me. Let's see. Just going to realign these. So, as soon as the Page of Cups came out initially, it feels like April's going to be a very fertile time for you, Taurus, not necessarily in terms of like biologically speaking, but you're going to be tapped into a lot of creativity. You're going to be really inspired by your environment, by the people around you, and you would do well to lean into that creativity as much as possible. April will be a time, especially with the Page of Cups, to create more than you consume. That includes social media, all of that. Um, and And the pages are all messengers in their own way. So you may be seeking an answer to something or have been seeking an answer to something that through your act of creation, the answer will come to you. So it's just allowing yourself to be open to the flow and not having expectations. And that's kind of laid out with the rest of these cards as well. That same idea of just trusting the process rather than avoiding doing something altogether because you know it's not going to be perfect. Expectations will be the thief of your clarity and your joy in the upcoming months. So the more you can just allow yourself to be open and inspired and just do the things that you are feeling called to do without needing that logical explanation for the why. Don't worry about the why, don't worry about the what. Just do what your heart is pulling you towards. And then that's where that inspiration will come. And with the 5 of Wands coming out after the Page of Shells is Cups. 5 of Wands came out after the Page of Cups. And the 5 of Wands, when reversed, it's like you are. Sorry, I heard something fall in the wind. I'm being very distracted with this message too, which is strange. It's not usually how it goes. I'm usually very tapped in. There's a lot of distractions, and like my mind is very floaty right now. It's possible you guys could have air placements in your chart, or April's just going to be a time where you're kind of just aloof to what's going on around you. Maybe it's because you'll be moving into Taurus season at the end of April, so you're just kind of like you're feeling good about it, but there is a sense of like disconnect from the present moment, and I think that act of creation is going to help you tap back into that. With the 5 of Wands reversed, it's usually when upright, the 5 of Wands can mean certain challenges or obstacles that present themselves, and then you navigating around those challenges or obstacles can help you grow and learn the things you need to learn to move forward. When it's reversed, it's almost like either obstacles have already presented themselves and you were able to maneuver around them and it's kind of a thing in your past, or it's something that like maybe an obstacle or challenge is presenting itself, but rather than having to actively do something about it, you just have to trust that it will be handled. Take it as it resonates, but it could also just mean that, there is a clear path ahead, but although there aren't any obstacles, that doesn't mean that there isn't wisdom to understand or learn moving forward. And I think that wisdom, I think those answers to how to maneuver around the obstacles with ease and with trust is going to be found again through that act of creation. And not only that, with the devil reverse coming out after that, the devil reversed is all about bringing to your awareness the things that you subconsciously do without even recognizing or realizing you're doing it that kind of keep you stuck or stagnant. And through that simple act of awareness, you're able to kind of like decimate those things, get rid of the vices, or at the very least, just make them bring them into your conscious awareness. So when you do start to, say you reward yourself with TikTok after cleaning your room and you say, okay, I'm only going to be on here for 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden, like 40 minutes goes by, is having that awareness to be like, oh, wow, this was way longer than I wanted to do it. And putting your phone down and walking away from it rather than just sitting there and continuing to watch the videos or do the things or whatever it may be. It's bringing those unconscious habits that keep you from creating, keep you consuming more than you're creating, that are going to be like brought to the forefront because you need to release these unconscious habits in order to more efficiently s- take part in that act of creation and be open to the inspiration that is around you and not just in this little rectangle, but that's actually around you. And again, because I think this might have, like, a lot of you might be like rotting, like what I call bed rotting or couch rotting, where you're just like doing nothing all day and just scrolling and, not really partaking in life. April's going to bring that to the forefront because, as we move through spring and things start to bloom, you're also meant biologically, you are meant to start blooming alongside of that. And again, the end of April is Taurus season. So it's almost like the beginning of April is the preparation to kind of get these unconscious habits to the forefront, bring them to your awareness so you can start to take your power back from whatever these vices are that have been preventing you from creating in the ways that your soul really yearns to do so. Um, where do we want to go next? So again, the other cards were the Six of Wands reverse, the Queen of Wands reverse, the Four of Wands upright, Eight of Pentacles reverse, and then the Knight of Cups reverse as well. And again, so much reverse energy. We only have two upright cards here. The Page of Cups and the Four of Wands. So you might be feeling like how do I explain this? Like your unconscious mind might be trying to prevent you from tapping into this divine creativity, this divine sense of creation, because there's an unconscious part of you that enjoys question mark enjoys not being the one in control of your awareness and your attention, which is strange. As an earth sign Taurus, you guys like to be in control, so maybe you like to be in control of the situation of your life, but you use that sense to be in control of your life by subtly sometimes controlling others. It's the Venusian qualities to you where you can use your charm and you can use your wit and you can use these things to get people to kind of morph and bend to your favor. But when it comes to your own self, it's as if like you you want your unconscious or subconscious vices to be in control because it's the only time you don't have to be like subtly strategizing on how to get your way. So it's a time where you can just turn your brain off when it's just you. And in turning your brain off, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to create. You just want to sit and couch rot essentially and just let your brain be on autopilot. But especially in the month of April, the more you are able to bring this habit, the more you're able to bring it to your awareness and take your power back from your own subconscious. Again, that's what the devil reverse is. And I like that in this deck, it's called the shadow. I don't know if you can read it. It's the shadow. So it's literally you tapping into your shadow self. And I don't know if jackals are an animal that would mean something to you guys, but I was called to say that you bringing your shadow side of yourself to your conscious awareness and recognizing how it is holding you back from actually being the creator that manifests the life that you actually want. You're using your unconscious as an excuse. And again, this is not something I think you're doing like consciously, but at an unconscious level, you're using your unconscious vices as an excuse not to create because there's a subtle part of you that almost like fears the unknown of what would happen if you do tap into this gift of creation that you have. Oh, and that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. And like the Queen of Wands upright, this could be you, but since it's reversed, there's a subtle unconscious fear of you tapping into this Queen of Wands energy, this upright energy, this creative energy, this passionate energy, this woman who has not only a zeal for life, a zest for life, but also has power enough to be able to wields her delights. You know, she has enough resources, she has enough finances, she has enough sway that not only does she love her life, but she has the capability to actually do the things she loves. And she has this innate trust in her intuition and in the universe around her to bring her the resources she needs so she can continue to live the life of her dreams, of the life that she wants to live. There is an unconscious part of you that may have been stuck in survival mode for far too long, for way too long, which is why we're seeing all of these wands reversed. Because when you're in survival mode, you can't tap into your intuition and you can't be fully present. And wands is about being fully immersed in the present moment to allow yourself to experience what's going on around you, tap into your intuition to guide you along this path of true present experience. But if you're in survival mode for so long, you're disconnected from the present moment because you're always thinking about, okay, how do I make the bills this month? How do I save enough to do this? How many shifts do I have to pick up to get this? Oh, I want to do this thing next month. So what do I have to do to budget this? And it's like you're never actually here. And creation can only happen when you're here in the present moment. And so you've been using this habit of survival mode. And that because that's what it is now. You're in a position where you don't have to be in survival mode anymore, I think. But it's innately built into your psyche. It's something that maybe your family grew up with it, and that's where you learned like not only the value of money, but that you're like, I don't want to struggle for the rest of my life. Which you as a Taurus, you like luxury and you are not afraid of hard work to get the money that you need to live the life of comfort and luxury that you want. But at a certain point, you need to recognize that you don't need to be worried anymore. You don't need to constantly be thinking about how can I make this money next month, next month, next month, next month, just for that exponential growth. You're allowed to take time to just be. You're allowed to take time to just be and to create and be present with yourself, present with the people around you when you're actually with them. And that's funny. So these cards come with like two little like buzzwords at the bottom of them. And for Queen of Wands reversed and for Knight of Cups reversed, both of them have that word passion. And then Queen of Wands has creativity, and then the Knight of Cups has charm. So it's these things that are fully available to you. This wit, this charm, this passion, this creativity, this ability to tap into this really divine sense of becoming the creator of your reality. And when cards are reversed, that doesn't mean this energy is not available to you. It just means that there might be obstacles to get there. Or, like I said, with the Five of Wands, if there's no obstacles presenting itself, or alternatively, if there are obstacles presenting itself, there's something that like is going to handle it for you. So it's not even something you have to worry about. It's just like a roadblock, but it's an opportunity to trust in what's going on around you. Oh, and I just saw the Six of Wands reverse too. This feeling of this unconscious reliance on that survival mode is keeping you from success and celebration and your community as well. And with the Four of Wands upright, it's not like you're isolated right now. You're still with your friends, you're still seeing your family, you have your people and everything, but there's like you are physically there, but you're not actually there because you are so just in your head about like so much. Then with the Eight of Wands reversed as well, or sorry, Eight of Crystals is Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles reversed. When it's upright, it's like, okay, time to work diligently and work hard at my goal. When it's reversed, it's saying, like, take a break. Take time for yourself. You don't always have to be on the grind. And you'll find that when you schedule in time just for play, for nothing else, you're going to come back to yourself in a very radical way. You're going to reignite passions that you either forgot about or didn't even know existed within you. You'll have a new passion for life and for experience, for all that life can bring you. And you will allow yourself to be more engulfed in the present moment when you are by yourself, or when you're with a group of friends, or when you're with your coworkers, or wherever you are. And it's through that sense, that innate sense of presence, that will help continue you on that path of reigniting your zeal for life, because you deserve to have that, Taurus. Already almost 17 minutes in here. Shuffle again. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, well, I will tell you, two cards fell out first, and I'll tell you what those cards were in a second. And then when those two cards fell out, at the bottom of the deck was the Six of Shells, the Six of Cups reversed. And in my head, I was like, do I count the Six of Cups? But I heard one more, one more. So I was like, okay, one more card. So I didn't take the Six of Cups out. I just kept shuffling. And then one singular card falls out. And I look at the bottom of the deck again, and it's the Six of Cups reversed. Can't make this up. God, I love that. The first card that fell out is the Seven of Wands, another Wands suit. Let's just count real quick. We had the four, five, six, seven, and Queen of Wands all fall out in the spread. Interesting. But the Seven of Wands upright, we had the Tower upright, which do not fret. I promise it's not as scary as it seems. And then this is the one card that fell out, the Queen of Cups. And then with, again, the Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck and the Queen of Pentacles under the Six of Cups. So I think even just watching this video for some of you might be igniting that fiery wands energy of change within you. Something has changed within me. Sing it, Elfie. Um, Again, just distractions. You're meant to tap into your silly childlike side in the month of April, Taurus. You're meant to, and that's interesting with the Seven of Wands coming out when I'm saying this. Oh, that's interesting too. Look at behind, I think that's an otter, or I don't know what that is, but look, that makes an eight, an infinity symbol, which is very fascinating to me. Because to me, the infinity is reminiscent of the Ouroboros or Ouroboros, however the heck you say that word. I haven't learned. I refuse to look it up. Ouroboros or Ouroboros. But it's like the idea of the cyclic nature of our lives, like samsara, you know? We're born, we do these things, we die, we're reincarnated, and we keep doing this thing until we recognize the cycle. We become aware of the repeated pattern in our life, and then it's through that simple act of awareness that we are able to now instigate change. And it's the same thing with the snake eating its tail, the Ouroboros, where it's just the same thing over and over and over and over and over again until the snake finally realizes, like, wait, why, what am I doing? Oh man. And it's fascinating because that's kind of what's happening. That's what's happening here, and that's where I was getting with the tower as well. I don't think this tower represents anything external for you, um, because you are meant to bring yourself back to the external world. So rather than it being like the rug pulled out from under you and things changing in your environment, it's going to be an inner tower moment where you're releasing these things and that's emphasized by the devil reversed as well. You're releasing these habits, these vices that really have never served you. Maybe they helped you survive when you needed it, but now it's like you're just carrying an empty suitcase through the airport, paying $50 to check the empty luggage everywhere you go, every time you fly, but it's just a suitcase. There's nothing in it for you. There's nothing in it that you will need when you get to where you're going. So why do you keep paying money? Why do you keep lugging this around? Why are you doing this? That's what that tower moment represents. It's like an awakening. It's like you waking up one day and be like, wait, why am I doing this? Why do I still carry this burden with me? And it doesn't even have to be a burden. Because again, I think this is something that helped you survive when you were in the pits, when you needed to survive. But now you're at the point in life where you have made enough and you have set the foundation for your life to be sturdy enough that you really don't need to worry about being in survival all the time. You can start allowing yourself to thrive. You can start allowing yourself to thrive. And this act of releasing something from your past is also emphasized by that Six of Cups reversed at the bottom of the deck. It's Six of Cups when it's upright. It's a very reminiscent. It's a very dreamy. It's a sentimental energy of you looking back on your past with rose-colored glasses. But one of the interpretations when it's reversed is like, stop looking at your past. Stop looking at this thing that you have kept unconscious for so long, that's been unconsciously navigating you, keeping your mind or whatever else on autopilot while you still are believing you're in survival mode, which you are not. Which you are not. And that's really emphasized here by the Queen of Cups upright that came out. The Queen of Cups is so incredibly sure of herself. She's tapped into her intuition that it's like the Queen of Cups is an energy where she could get an intuitive download that, you know, her mom is coming unexpectedly. I don't know. Her mom's coming to visit unexpectedly. And she'll tell her friends that. And her friends will be like, that makes no sense. Like, your mom lives on the other side of the world and she's in a wheelchair. And isn't she sick? And like all of these like logical things that would say, like, why the heck would she just show up unannounced, like without any help from you, without any help from the family? Like, it's illogical. It doesn't make sense. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. And you could hear all these things and you're like, okay, you can think that, but I know what I know. I know the information that I received from my own body. And I trust that information more than I trust, whatever logic you think you're spearing, whatever logic you're trying to throw my way to knock me off of my understanding, my true beliefs, my knowing. And then lo and behold, 2 days later, you get a knock at the door and it's your mom all the way from East Africa, just out of the blue. She said, I just felt like I needed to come see you. And you just look at your friends like, hmm. It's this idea of being so connected to your body. But the only way you can do that and be connected to your intuition is if you're in the present moment. And it all comes back to that. It all comes back to that. And again, because we had the Queen of Pentacles under the Six of Cups reverse. So behind this mindset that you need to let go of, this mindset keeping you in survival mode when you absolutely don't need it anymore, is your ultimate ability to thrive. And with both queens coming, actually three queens coming out, because we started with the Queen of Wands reversed. You are meant to tap into your divine feminine energy right now, because what's interesting is shells and pentacles, water and earth, are the two feminine energies of the modalities of the zodiac, or of the zodiac, where fire and air are the masculine. And fire, the Queen of Fire, came out reversed, where both feminine queens, shells, cups, and pentacles, came out upright. So you are really meant to lean into your Venusian side and just learn how to trust. Learn how to stop taking so much action, because when I say feminine and masculine, I'm not talking about like, oh, girls and boys. Masculine energy is historically and archetypically, whatever. Historically and whatever. It's an energy of doing. It's an energy of action. It's an energy of just like hitting the ground running, where feminine energy is a receptive energy. It's an energy that doesn't need to go out and do and search and hunt and work hard to get the thing that it's seeking, because it knows if it sits and it stays open and it stays calm and immensely present, that the thing that it desires will come to it without it having to do much other than being here and being open to receive. And that's the energy you need to tap into. You've been driven by your unconscious masculine energy for so long, Taurus. It's time for you to learn how to receive. And that is the gift that the month of April brings. Oh, that was a great ending. I think that's the best way I ever ended something. And I was holding on to this shell like pretty much the whole reading. I didn't even unconsciously didn't even realize it. So maybe you could take a trip to a beach or a lake soon, or something about water, like being in a place, and the ocean is feminine too. So being in a place where you are surrounded by that feminine energy, that magnetic feminine energy, could be very, very helpful to you in just learning how to tap into that more readily. But with all of that said, this was a general reading, so it's possible not everything resonated. If that is the case, you can check out my website linked in the description below, and you can book with me for personal tarot readings, astrology, human design, or numerology readings as well. And if you did like this reading, please leave me a like and leave me a comment and let me know how it resonated. And of course, we do this every single month for all of the signs. So if you're interested in getting your forecast for the month ahead, according to the tarot cards, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I would love, love, love to have you guys here in the future. And again, Taurus, there's not much else I can say. It's just, it's time for you to learn to receive and to allow yourself to receive enough to live the life of comfort and luxury that you guys deserve and desire. You're standing in your own way right now. And the month of April will help you recognize that so you can start to make the changes to make the space to live the life that you so deserve to live. I love you guys.